Mike Phillips, Autogeek.com, and I have with me today PJ from Dodo Juice, and you're all the way over from London, aren't you?
Yeah, flew in, and yeah, my arms are tired now. It's crazy.
You know, that joke never gets old.
Every time. It's good to see you again. It's been a long time.
It is, I know. It's always a fun time when you come here. We've done a lot of car projects that have been really out of this world, and wax talk, of course, is always a good time.
I love working with you, and you know, it's a great experience, and you know, every time we get together, we have fun and we get something done, and it's yeah, it's the way to go.
Yeah, brothers in arms.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, Dodo Juice is kind of known for their waxes because that's how you started out. But you've really grown. You have, what, over 150 products in your line now?
Yeah, I mean, we've got basically, I mean, there's almost, you know, 4 fully fledged brands that kind of encompass the entire product line of Dodo Juice. And Supernatural is one of our premium brands inside of Dodo Juice. And, you know, it's grown a lot. As a manufacturer, we've obviously been able to specialize in making, you know, very specialized products, you know, in getting to grips with a very particular task. You know, as I was telling to you right before we started, you know, we have a product that will help you to get and loosen up tar spots without removing the wax underneath. You know, I mean, and
sure.
Normally a tar remover is going to be reasonably aggressive, but you know, not everybody's going to need it. But that's the kind of thing that we like to specialize. We like to make the products that people will be able to use should they require a little bit of a more kind of focused job to be done.
Well, those types of products really go after the hardcore enthusiasts, you know?
For sure.
And those are people that are passionate about their cars, not the Joe consumers of the world that just look at their car as transportation. You're going after the person that looks at their car as an expression of their personality.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think it is, you know, I think one of the things that we like to do is to manufacture and put out the products that we think the detailers are really going to benefit from. Not just the ones that everyone else puts out for all
Sure.
detailers in general,
Sure.
but the ones that we can say, okay, look, we understand you have a particular job. Sometimes some things need to be done more focused and specialization. We can make a product for that because we're the actual manufacturer.
And that's kind of where I tend to gravitate. I tend to like specialized products versus a catch-all product.
Exactly.
So what do we have here today? I'm looking at these 2 products and they're not waxes.
No, exactly. No, it's all bottles. So basically, I mean, first of all, you know, this is the Supernatural brand. So this is our premium brand. Now, quite fun, interesting thing about Supernatural is that we don't actually have any colors or fragrances in any of our Supernatural products. So the only thing that's in the bottle is stuff that's actually going to make the product work. You know, and that's a big difference from Dodo Juice, where, you know, we love the flashy colors. We
Sure.
love to do the fragrances, and everything smells great. And we got, you know, we're going all over the place, and the names are crazy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But here today we've got the Supernatural leather cleaner. Now, interestingly enough, this is actually won the Auto Express, which is a large auto magazine in the United Kingdom, you know, several years in a row against many other kind of leather specialist care companies, and it just basically wipes the competition away. You know, but you know, more than just kind of stand here and talk about it,
Yeah.
I figure we should you know, have a go with it, and you know, I think we should have a look at one of your cars that might need a little bit of cleaning on the inside.
Well, I'm not really known for an interior detailer. I'm kind of more known as the paint polishing guy, but I think both parts of the car are important. But before we get started, what's the other product that goes with that?
So basically, this is the smaller bottle. This is the leather sealant. So what that's going to do is, after you've cleaned it, this is going to be applied, or can be applied, on top. And now, one of the things that about leather, especially light colored leather, is that you have transference of color. And in today's market, where clothes and so on and so
Yes.
forth are getting very colorful, and not always with the same process of quality as maybe clothes
Sure.
from a couple of years ago or
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
There's more color transfer, and this is going to help you to stop that color transfer and to keep it clean and to maintain it against that kind of you know, residuals that get left behind.
So this would be a great product for any color of leather interior, but specifically light colors.
Well, yeah, it'll work
Boom.
on anything,
Yeah.
but obviously you will see a transfer on a lighter color than you would on a darker color.
And my guess is just if anybody's bought a brand new car, the time to put this type of product on the car is when it's brand new, before you run into a problem.
Like anything else, the earlier you can protect something, I'm sure you've said this in hundreds of your own videos, the earlier that you can get on it, the more protected it's going to be, and the easier the maintenance job is going to be over time.
In my life in the detailing industry, one of the things I've really gravitated towards lately is being proactive.
Yeah.
So I've been answering questions in the internet world professionally for 17 years now. That's a long time to tell people how to wax their car. But the thing about that
How long
is,
this beard took.
the thing about that though is, so often people come up and say, "Hey, I've got a problem. How do I fix it?" And they could have avoided the problem if they would have started, for example, the product like this, put this on first.
Yeah.
Then you don't got to come up and ask, "Hey, how do I get an ink pin mark off my Lamborghini chair?" You know,
Absolutely.
or seat?
No,
So,
I mean, it's not going to
yeah.
protect against absolutely everything, because nothing will. There's
Yeah.
always going to be
Sure.
exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
But like you said, the more proactive you are, the earlier you can get on it, the earlier you can protect something, the less the maintenance and the less the work is later.
Yeah, and the investment in quality products compared to the investment in the car is nominal.
It is.
Let's go over here and let's do it.
Let's have it go.
Okay. I'll grab this one. So, you know, I don't really do the best job probably of keeping the inside of this clean. I call this my airport car. It takes me to the airport. I tend to travel a lot, and I want something that'll get me there and bring me home.
Exactly. And I mean, it's a light color, so I think this is going to be a great example of just the difference that it is. But because it is your car, you know, I know that it's been gone over once. I don't know how long ago it is, but you know, that will just make for a bigger challenge for the product to see if we can actually get any more out of you know, any more cleaner than it already is.
Well, I'm a bit worried about this challenge. I think you're going to make me look bad, but that's okay.
I will give it a shot. You know, it is the airport car, so it should be fine. Right, so I think first what we'll do, you know, is, you know, you can see here, it's, you know, a reasonably light leather color. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of this tape, and I'm just going to put the tape down and separate the side that we're going to give a bit of a clean.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to stick that all the way into the corner there, like so.
Gotcha.
And then try to follow the contours a little bit.
You've done this before.
I'm doing everything I can to pretend like it looks like I did.
Okay.
So
you know, I kind of like that look. Let's leave that green piece of tape
you
there.
need sports.
We'll put one on this side. We'll put one up the back.
So so cool. Now basically what we've done is just, you know, tape that off.
Okay.
And I'm going to focus on this area right here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the leather cleaner. And a clean microfiber right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and just give that a couple of spritzes. Put that down. I'll give that back to you there.
Sure.
And then I'm literally just going to, in a circular motion, I'm just going to.
Now, is that a clockwise motion or a counterclockwise
You know what?
motion?
I'm going to let you go ahead and go whichever way you feel the most comfortable with. You know, I would say that the angle, because of cleaning interiors, is quite complicated. The angle of what you're cleaning and the rotation is going to be dependent on how difficult the spot is to get to. So I'm gonna.
I was just pretending to be an enthusiast.
No, I like it. I like it. All questions. There are no bad questions,
That's right.
as they say.
No.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can't get some of that. Like that.
And that is the high wear side of that seat. First is the base, and the bolster, of course, is the most worn area.
Absolutely. So now the thing is that, like on most seats, you know, there's going to be areas that are going to be deeper and have recesses, and you might not get to them with the microfiber. So I'm going to borrow one of your leather brushes, if I may.
Okay.
And I'm just going to give a little bit of a spritz in the areas here.
Get right down this tape line too. Just here, I'll spray from this side so you don't get overspray on the control side.
Exactly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work that a little bit into these recesses, into these parts where, you know, in general, you're not going to get with the microfiber.
Sure.
You know,
and
nicely in there.
For everybody watching, just to let you know, this is also a horsehair brush. So it's It has some scrubbing ability, but it's not so coarse it's going to damage a delicate leather surface.
And that's important because obviously
important.
some leathers will be more substantially destroyed by a more coarse brush. So being careful can be very important.
There are some coarse brushes out there. So, then coarse rhymes with horse.
It does. You're a poet and you knew it.
Well, it's important to have fun when you're detailing cars, and Dodo Juice makes fun products.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
So, and they work good, which is always beneficial too.
I'd even go as far as say you're a fun guy.
Thanks a lot. Right, I'm just gonna wipe off the excess here.
Okay.
Like so. And I don't know if you might actually be able to see the difference already without having to take the tape up.
Oh, I can already tell. You're going to have to stick around and do the other side.
So, but I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm ready to take up the tape. So
do we want to put the protectant on to get the full meal deal effect, or is that
I
relative?
think we can do that afterwards,
okay.
Because it'd be nice to finish the job
Gotcha.
Before we put the protectant on. Much as I would have said the same thing if you were, because we like our paint more. You know, if you're doing a 50-50 on paint, you wouldn't put protection on the side that you had polished before you had finished doing the paint on the other side, because you will get an uneven level.
Copy that.
So basically, I think better to take off the tape now, have a look at the difference, and then, you know, if it's made a difference, then we can do the rest of the seat later, maybe.
Okay.
You know, this seat. I'm not doing the whole car now. Right, so I'm going to grab the tape here.
Okay. Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
And I think that...
You're making me look bad.
I think that basically shows the difference that, you know, just a little bit of work can make. You know, and obviously in the recesses, you know, with the brush, you're going to get to, you know, the more hidden areas. But that's a great finish. And as Mike said, you know, later we can go over and put a sealant on that, and it is going to make it easier to maintain, but also protect it against that transfers.
It's literally changed colors. And this is how it's supposed to look, you know. So I thought this looked kind of good before you started, but obviously I need to spend more time on the interior of my cars.
Or you could get some leather cleaner and let the product do the work for you.
Yeah, or find a good interior detailer.
Well, that too.
Yeah,
because like I said, I'm only doing this seat.
Okay, and then of course the next step would be to put the sealant on, and then again, this is what it's going to do. It's going to seal the surface.
Yes,
and it's going to help to prevent stains.
Yes, it will. But as we said earlier, you know, the thing is that, you know, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. You know, some things are going to mark it, just like when you put a hard protection coating on paint.
Yep.
Some things are going to scratch it, regardless of how good that protection is.
Yep.
So, but as you say, it's that proactive measure. It's that ability to make maintenance easier over time, and also to stop that, and to not stop, but to genuinely lower that ability of color transfer.
So before we wrap this up, though, I think it's important, since we have the product, let's show how what the application is.
Okay,
you know?
Let's have a go. So
you can just do that side.
Yeah, we'll just have it. I'm gonna basically turn this over so that I'm not mixing, and then I'm gonna grab a little bit of this, and it's literally just a couple of spritzes. Give that to you right there.
Sure.
And it literally will
leather sealant. So can you share a little bit? What's the magic voodoo how this product works?
So I mean, leather sealant is you know, it's a cross between the technology that we've learned to use in normal fabric, but also a little bit from paint. And that might seem strange to you, but very few cows come in this color.
Yes.
Now this is actually a pleather rather than a leather, but they are painted. Even the actual leathers nowadays are painted surfaces.
Yes.
So this idea of having to nourish and feed and moisturize and all this kind of stuff, which in older leather was very much part of the game, isn't so much part of the game anymore. So what you've actually got here is a type of paint which colors the pleather or the leather. And so a little bit of the technology that we've learned over time formulating stuff for the outside and understanding how colors work and paints and so on has gone into it, and we mix that with the technology of actually sealing normal fabrics. So it's kind of a duopoly from those two sides that has come up with the product that is leather sealant.
And I was just going to point out, there's no cow that ever walked on earth that looked like this.
Exactly. Exactly. So
after it was, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the point is that, you know, it's kind of a mix of those two technologies, but it will seal up, and as you see, that went on. It's completely dry instantly, and that's really all it takes.
You know, and I'll just tell you, there's a lot of confusion out there among car owners when they find out they have what's called a coated leather car, but you still got to take care of it.
You do.
You've got to, and the most important thing is use quality products, follow the instructions.
Absolutely.
If you do that.
And you know, and doing this, you know, and you do. It is clear, you know, I think this color, this light color will get a lot dirtier than it was even when we started. So it was a bit of a challenge for us, but you can see that, you know, it is possible to get stuff even back to where they were and where they started.
That looks good. Thank you for doing half my seat.
I'll do the rest of it at the end.
To get any of these products, go to Autogeek.com. And for more videos like these and how-tos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, it's actually okay if you don't want to do this side. You know, what I'll do is I'll just get this side dirty again.
We'll give it a go.